find a seat. I'd like to welcome everyone this evening. We're going to start off from a place of reflection, of peace. We're going to say a prayer together that, everyone knows the melody for the most part. So please sing along with me. Let's join together and start off the service in community and singing and being one. Oh, say shalom bimromav. Oh, ya say shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Yisrael. Ve'imru, amen. Yaseh shalom. Yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom. Yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom. Yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
Shabbat shalom. My name is Rabbi Karen Strock, and I feel like it's coming home. I've been here a few times, and I am very, very honored to join your community on this particular Shabbat. I want to welcome those who are here in person and also here online. And I need to begin by naming that this was a devastating week for our Jewish community and for humanity. A week many of us might have felt was more than our minds and our hearts could hold. My Israeli dear friend Chaim calls this a crisis that is far deeper than the images that are so heartbreaking. Beit Tshuva is a Jewish, faith-based community who serves a diverse population. And even within our diversity, none of us here stands for terror. None of us stands for torture. None of us stands for violence. None of us stands for brutality. In this community, we also share something important and special. At Beit Tshuva, every day we acknowledge that human beings suffer in all sorts of ways, personally and collectively. Our lived experiences help open our hearts. We hold our very present and personal pain alongside all those in the world who are suffering through unbearable hardships. Even knowing what we've been through individually and collectively this week, like every week, our tradition invites us to pause and to shift our perspective as we bring in the light of Shabbat, our Sabbath. According to the great Abraham Joshua Heschel, the meaning of the Sabbath is to celebrate time rather than space. 6 days a week, we live under the tyranny of things in space. On the Sabbath, we try to become attuned to the holiness in time. It is a day on which we are called upon to share in what is eternal in time, to turn from the results of creation to the mystery of creation, from the creation to the creation of the world. The Sabbath, our Shabbat, is a time to pause. And this is particularly compelling this week as we move towards a new month in the Jewish calendar. Cheshvan is the only month in the entire Jewish calendar with no holidays. It's seen as a time for a collective pause. So tonight, as we enter Shabbat and move toward Cheshvan, we create space in our hearts through prayer and through song to let the joy and the light, which has been missing in many ways this week. Something I've learned from this Beit Tshuva family is that this is a place where we hold our joy together with our pain, and we let this Shabbat service reflect the totality of who we are. I look forward to doing that again tonight as we continue our service with candle lighting. At this time, I'd like to call up Joey B., Holly S., Bradley E., and Zach Zay, who are celebrating birthdays tonight.
Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kirshano b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
We continue with words of Shalom Aleichem, a prayer inviting special angels to bless us on this Shabbat. The Hebrew word for angel, malach, is often translated as messenger, like a messenger of God. Tonight, as we offer these words of Shalom Aleichem, consider who are the malachim, who are the angels in your life and in our greater community. Who are the human beings who have been at the right place, at the right time, the angels here on earth who have continued to guide us on our own journey. We can also consider in what ways we show up as malachim, as angels who help others as they walk on their path. Shalom Aleichem.
Lie, 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 Shalom Aleichem, Malachi Asharet, Malachi Elion, Melech, Melech, Malchei Hamlachim, Hakadosh Baruch Hu, Bohem Shalom, Malachi Ashalom, Malachi Elion, Melech, Melech, Malchei Hamlachim, Hakadosh Baruch Hu. La 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 la
This week, we begin our Torah cycle at the very beginning, in Bereshit. The theme of light emerges from the second verse of Torah. And God said, "Let there be light," and there was light, and God saw that the light was good. The thread of this theme continues to the Psalms, where we read in Psalm 97, which we'll sing in just a moment, "Light is sown for the righteous, and gladness for the upright in heart," or Zaruah.
צדיקים באדוני והודו לזכר קודשו. וזרו על הצדיק וישרה לב שמחה. שמחו צדיקים באדוני והודו לזכר קודשו. Light is sown for the righteous, joy for the upright. Come into the mystery, let Shabbos make it right. Light is sown for the righteous, joy for the upright. Come into the mystery, let Shabbos make it right. Ozeru ala tzadik, uyishre lev simcha. Simchu tzadikim b'Adonai vehodu lezecher kodsho. Ozeru ala tzadik, uyishre lev simcha. Simchu tzadikim b'Adonai vehodu lezecher kodsho. Light is sown for the righteous, joy for the upright. Come into the mystery, let Shabbos make it right. Light is sown for the righteous, joy for the upright. Come into the mystery, let Shabbos make it right. Uzeru ala tzadik, uyishre lev simcha. Simchu tzadikim b'Adonai vehodu lezecher kodsho.
Tonight I want to share a teaching from the Musar tradition. I know that Chaplain Adam uses Musar teachings with the residents, but those who don't know, Musar is like Jewish spiritual ethics. It's about being the best version of ourselves. The idea is to bring more holiness, more light into the world. According to Musar teachers, there are a variety of ways to give. We can give through time, a smile, sharing wisdom, and also offering financial support. Everyone is obligated to give, even those who have limited financial means. We give proportional to what we have, according to Judaism. I find it interesting that in Judaism there are also boundaries around how much we are permitted to give. Some guidelines include giving 10 to 20% of our income to tzedakah. Judaism here is teaching us an important lesson about boundaries. We know that there are limits even to how much we can give. An example is that we can donate one kidney, but we are not permitted by Jewish law to donate both of our kidneys. There are limits. While you're considering, I know it's a smart tradition. I know for a lot of us, we've made donations this week to various causes having to do with Israel. But while you're considering which organizations are worthy of your giving, tonight I hope you will give some of your tzedakah to Beit Tshuva. We do really great work here. We help real people on their journeys towards recovery, and we support folks on their continued path to living an authentic life. At this time, I'd like to call up Russell to say some words. Russell.
Now it's working. Now it's working. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. My name is Russell. I'm a grateful member of this community. I was asked to open up the portion tonight where we usually do tshuva. And I've been thinking all day about Shabbat Shalom and how heavy it is on my lips this evening and how hard it is in my heart because of the week that we've all had here as a community, as patrons of this world, as inhabitants of this planet. I think to some degree we are all suffering, and I don't even care what side you're on, for or against. If you have a spark of divine indecency within you, you are suffering, as am I. And when I think about the words Shabbat Shalom, Shalom peace, Shalom rest, I don't feel much at peace right now. I'm worked up about what's going on tonight here. I'm worked up about what's going on in the world. And I have to find a way. I have to find a moment. I honestly don't think it's going to last the 25 hours of Shabbat. But in recovery, we learn one day at a time. Sometimes it's one moment at a time, one grain of sand at a time. What can we do? What can I do to find a moment of peace, of rest? I could turn off social media. I could not watch the news. I could do that for a short period of time, but then I get drawn back in, right? But for me, what it comes down to is teshuvah, is the return, the repair, and the repentance that we talk about. Because if I am returning back to my authentic self, if I am transitioning back to the holy soul that I was created to be, if I am doing the repair work within my heart so that I am no longer angry, that I am no longer hateful, that I am no longer prideful, I am doing teshuvah. Doing teshuvah every day before I go to sleep, taking that inventory, knowing where I missed the mark, committing to doing it better, having a different response when faced with the same situation. To me, that's manageable because I can control my response when I'm acting from my higher self. When I'm wallowing down in the anger, the hatred, the misery, the suffering, I'm giving up my control. I'm giving up my holiness, my sense of being. But if I could just find that moment of peace and I can get back to the holy soul I know I was created to be, and I know that you are created to be, then we can extend a hand in love and not in hate. Then we can open our heart instead of hardening it. Then we could join together as community to stand together, to say no to anger, to say no to violence, to say no to hatred. People want to hurt each other. I don't want to hurt anybody. I have lived a large portion of my life with so much hate and anger in my heart. It is consuming. I live such a free life because I don't feel bound up in the binds of hatred and anger. And if we could share with each other some love, if we could share with each other some compassion, some empathy, the spiritual principles that are espoused in the program that we live, we can help heal not only ourselves, not only our community, but we can help heal the world. And the world just seems so broken right now. And sometimes I feel so helpless. But my responsibility, my obligation is to be standing here where my feet are, in this room, at this moment, talking to my community. Hopefully sharing a moment of hope. Hopefully sharing a moment of love and compassion. And it's my hope and my prayer that we can find a spark of peace through this service, in this service, participating in this service, and just let that carry you as far as it can. Because the good thing is we have another service tomorrow that can help carry us a little bit further. I wish you all nothing but solace and peace. I wish you all love and blessings. And I do wish you all a Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, Russell, for everything that you do for this community and for the personal work that you've done in your life so that you can stand up here and be the amazing human being and man that you are. So we do public teshuvah. We do some work to move forward in our life, and we also speak about some gratitude that we have. So anyone who would like to share where they're at, either making an amends of some kind or speaking about how beautiful their life is, even in times of sadness and chaos at times. Carrie, please. Yeah, come on. Come on. I know, that's true. That's all right.
Hi, everybody. My name's Carrie, and I am a grateful member of this community. Woo. First of all, I just want to say that I really need this space. I really need this space. I don't really want to say much about what's happening this week other than I've said a million times this week I can't not look, and I've actually realized that it's my obligation to look, right, to pay attention, right? But that being said, this space tonight, I just realized sitting there that I need to have a space not away from anything, with my community, right? With my angels here on earth, and you all are that. And this space tonight is about some special celebrations. So I want to wish all the birthday people happy birthday. I want to wish Holly a happy birthday, who I don't know well, but I can't not know Holly a little bit because we're in this community together. So happy birthday, Holly. And I'm going backwards, actually, for a reason. And Joey, where's Joey? Joey, okay, don't take this the wrong way, but I'm like, when we were in high school and there was like most likely to succeed, least likely to succeed? I am so proud, impressed, happy that you are celebrating 1 year tonight. You tried to get here one time and couldn't quite get here, right? But we got you here, so congratulations. Bradley, I know he's behind me somewhere. Happy birthday. I've known you, how many years are you taking? I don't even know. 10? 8? 7? Okay. And we've become friends and kind of a lot more lately, right? happy birthday. It's an honor and privilege to work with you and to be your friend. Zach. Kind of saved the best for last. Don't anybody take that personally. But, I just want to say happy birthday, first of all right? But I also want to say you're my friend. You've been my friend since the beginning. You became my boss, right? That's stuff that happens around here. And I'm just really, really grateful, to be on this journey with you, to be your friend. I didn't know what it was going to be like when you became my boss, but to be working with you, right, as a team, and to be guided by you. I was like, at the beginning, I was like, I kind of didn't know how to navigate, right? I had one experience for 20-something years, and this was a new experience. But you have really guided me and worked with, it's like a team thing, and you guide me, and I came up to you tonight just to talk to you about something on a personal level, and I was like, you got to talk me off the ledge, and that's a friend thing, that's a Havarim thing, that's a spiritual friend thing, right? And I am so grateful for all of that, and I'll just close with all this. Every single person that's taken a cake tonight, and all of us that have gone through this program and stay on this path, are really doing great things, right? You are really great at what you do. You are really great at what you do. Joey is doing things in his life that is going to make a difference in the world. And I'm sure Holly is too, and we get that gift, right? And I'm just glad to share in that gift with all of you, but most especially you guys that are taking cakes tonight and my special friends. So thank you.
Gen G, let's have more alternative sentencing people.
Hi, Shabbat Shalom. Hi, I'm Jennifer, and I'm a grateful member of this community. And hey, I wanted to also wish everybody a happy birthday, happy anniversary, and I wanted to give a special happy birthday to my friend Holly, who, just like we've all really worked for our clean time, and we all really deserve to get another day clean, and we all deserve to be celebrated when we get a day clean, let alone a whole year. I've really seen, I've seen you grow a lot, Holly, and I've watched you struggle, and I've got you get some time, and then relapse, and then come right back in, and you've been on it, and you're an inspiration to me, and I really look up to you in so many ways, and I want you to know that you helped me with my recovery, and thank you for always being my friend and being there for me and opening your house to me when I needed a place to go. And I think it's going great. Yeah, we're having fun. Yeah, this is good, right? We hardly see each other. And I recently stopped vaping because she stopped vaping. So she's my inspiration on that. And she hasn't been handling it very gracefully, but she hasn't vaped, right? And there's the hope. And that's the hope shot. And that's what I want. So there's a lot in you. I see in you that I would like to. So thank you for being in my life. And keep up the good work. You deserve it.
Awesome, Jen. Thank you. Come on, Adam.
Everybody, Shabbat Shalom. I'm Adam. I'm an alumni of this community. I don't, I'm sure everybody's seen a lot and heard a lot already. You leave me alone. I don't know. I just wanted to share a moment of solidarity with all of my brothers and sisters and my family in Israel at the moment. I don't want to take up too much space here. I'm an Israeli citizen. I don't want to make this political. I'm very proud to be one. And it's been a very tough week. I feel a little bit vulnerable doing this, but there's a chapter of Tehillim, the book of Psalms of David, and there's one in particular that I've been saying every day for all of us, for my family, and for the Jewish nation as a whole. I was just hoping I could share that with you. It's very brief, but I was hoping sincerely that we could keep in mind everybody that we've unfortunately lost this past week, some of whom I know, some of whom family knows. It's, I want this to be a happy Shabbat, but I couldn't make this, go unmentioned, so. שיר למעלות, אשא עיניים להרים, מאין יבוא עזרי, עזרי מעם אדוני עושה שמיים וארץ, אל ייתן נמות רגליך, אל ינום שומרך, הנה לא ינום ולא יישן שומר ישראל. אדוני שומרך, אדוני צילך, על יד ימינך, יומם השמש לא יככה ויך בלילה. אדוני ישמורך מכל רע, ישמור את נפשך, אדוני ישמור צאתך ובואך, מעתה ועד עולם. This loosely translates to Hashem, our God, does not sleep or slumber. He's always protecting Israel, despite whatever we may see. We have protection. I believe that. It comes down to emunah, which means faith, and I hope that we can all have that and we can all enjoy solidarity together tonight. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you.
That was amazing.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. J-Mo here in the house, rightful member. I'm here to make an amends as well as a gratitude. Last week, I was completely defiant and went out of the building without a pass. I am a member here who has to follow the rules. And the PF office, you guys do so much for us. And I just can't imagine what your position is. More specifically, Mel, Derek, you reached out to me a couple times and I just didn't listen. I'm so sorry. You have my word from here on out, I will follow the rules. And a special gratitude to the Summit program. We did it. Thank you.
Oh, that's right. Wait, I'm going to do you last. But Janet asked me even before services, so you're going to be the last one, Keith. Yes. Thank you.
Hello. Hi, my name is Janet. I'm in Napa. Okay, I'm gonna try to be quick. Dear friends and family, I wanted to gratefully thank Beit Yeshuva for welcoming me into these doors. Thank you for giving me a place of love and opportunities to get and stay sober. A place to become a part of a wonderful, loving, and accepting community. This place is truly magical. The day I came in, I was a wreck, but every resident, staff welcomed me in. It is like no other place I ever been. I wasn't sure about what to expect, but to my surprise, this community became family. We all helped each other out, make sure to lift each other up. We make sure no one feels unloved, unappreciated, or not part of this community. I know I had share with being scared and paranoid around here, and I got in reassurance that I was okay. It helped me share a little in groups with no one judging me. I share part of my story at times, and my peers will come up to me and hug me when I need it the most. I take with me the skills and foundation of recovery that I have gotten from Beit Yeshuva, the lessons I learned during group counseling and therapy. I will never forget everyone that I have gotten close with and made best friends that I will talk about my problems and with me, these problems with Amina and Ben and the whole Beit Yeshuva. I'm hungry. Thank you all. Love you all. Big thanks to Joey Morris for helping me join all this magical experience. Thank you for bringing our son almost every Friday. A truly big apologize to my son. Sorry, baby, mommy took so long. Getting better for you and your brother. I truly love you. That's it. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name's Keith, grateful member, very grateful member of this community. I'm suffering from a little cognitive dissonance here because I'm incredibly sad over the events that have taken place. Brothers, sisters, a community of nations and people, and that it's come to this, and it breaks my heart. Thinking about the hostages, the whole bit. And the cognitive dissonance comes with how grateful I am for my son. And in both cases, where I see the intersection that makes it work is a lot of darkness, but as the rabbis talked about, this is where we start with the light. And the light is starting now in this new year. And I think about all that Bradley has come through and given to us with love and strength in creating hope. And I have the same thing and feeling for our world, that we will take those same things from exactly what Bradley did, and that's what will happen for all of us, and we're going to get through it, because that's what it is. And I'm so incredibly, incredibly proud of you, grateful for you. You are nothing but just a giant bundle of goodness, and I'm very, very, very grateful. And mazel tov to all of the birthdays, to Holly, Joey, and Zach, as well as my baby boy Bradley. So,
Thank you to each of you who spoke. There is so much courage in this room and so much vulnerability, and I just feel so privileged to bear witness to it and be a part of it. According to our Musar teacher, Alan Marinas, gratitude is the recognition of the good that's already there. There are so many things to be grateful for all around us. Some of you mentioned some of them. Tonight, it's not lost on us that we are grateful to be together in this community celebrating Shabbat. While we are speaking of gratitude, we continue with a prayer for gratitude, Mizmor Shir, how grateful we are and how joyful we are to be together on this Shabbat. Mizmor Shir.
להגיד בבוקר עדיך באמונך בלילות עלי אסון ועלי נבל עלי היגיון וחינוך וזמר לשמך עליון וזמר לשמך עליון. All right. Patrick gave a killer drum solo right there. David G on the bass over there. Thea on guitar. And Laura playing keyboard. And it's an honor and a privilege to work with them and to be able to play music together every week. What a blessing. It really is. They're great people. Thank you. All right. I love the celebration. This feels right. Because at this time, we're going to welcome in all the people who've come into our community and been able to say yes to themselves, to commit to moving their life forward and starting a new journey. We have 2 new residents that we welcomed in this week. Bradley, Holly, and Joey to please join me up here as we welcome in our new residents. Yeah, come over here with me. You got it. You can stay over there. See, there's a little bit of separation here, but guess what? You can be right where these 4 are 1 year from this Friday. So we're going to read responsively. Birthday starting off. Read that. You got that right there? You got it. Right? It's right there. Section. Yeah. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. All right. On the count of 3. 1. Because togetherness. 1, 2, 3. All right, so you can introduce yourself, just first name will suffice. We don't want to kill your, we don't want to out your anonymity. Chris. What do we say to Chris?
Elef, Bior, Beshem, Adonai.
All right, introduce yourself to your new community.
I am Jackie. Melech, Beor, Beshem, Adonai.
And as I said, leading into this section of welcoming you in, what a great time. This is a time of your life that is to be celebrated. You've stood out and you've said, enough is enough. What I've been doing hasn't been working. It's gotten me a pile of, nothing that great. And you were able to ask for help. And I've been in that same position myself multiple times. And if you hold on to that moment, that can move you forward. Because there are going to be very many times, especially early on, where you might want to run away. You might want to hide in your room. You might want to not show up for that commitment that you made. You might feel so bad about yourself and things happening in your life that you are crawling in your skin. And guess what? Who's had that feeling before in their life? Oh, hallelujah. That's right, Amina. So, we can relate. We've been in the same places as you have. You're not worse than. You're not no good. So when times are really difficult and you want to run and you want to tell yourself that you're not worthy, you want to make that poor decision and go back to the way that we're used to. It's our addiction, It becomes comfort. It helps us until it doesn't anymore. When those times are so difficult, there's only one thing that we ask you to do, and that is hold on! You just got to hold on, because our feelings, the way we feel, the external circumstances that are around us that sometimes we don't control, they change, and they get better. And if we take little steps forward and our actions line up with our soul, and we rely on other people who have walked the same path, we have a really good chance of staying on that path. So welcome. I'm so glad to have you part of this community and that you've made this commitment to yourself. And there's this whole group of people that are rooting for you and are there to support you in your journey. So thank you so much and welcome.
This week we read the first verses in the Torah, which are about the creation of the world. If we do a close textual reading, we can see that each day of creation was partnered. Day 1 and day 4 are connected to light. Day 2 and day 5 with water and oceans. Day 3 and 6 with earth and vegetation. Yet day 7, Shabbat, had no partner. According to Midrash, God promised Shabbat that it would not be alone, and the Jewish people would be its partner. This week's Torah portion is Bereshit, where we read, Vayhi erev vayvoker yom echad. There was evening and there was morning every day of creation. As Shabbat begins, as a collective, we go out to greet our beloved, like a bride or groom who would greet our beloved on our wedding day. And so with Lecha Dodi, we welcome in the presence of Shabbat into our lives. Lecha Dodi.
Lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela tamor v'zachor b'dibor echad kishmi'anu el ha'me'ochad Adonai echad u'shemo echad l'shemo tiferet ve'elitila lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela likrat Shabbat lecho v'nelcha ki b'kol ha'beracha merosh mikedem nesucha sof ma'aseh b'machshava tehila lecha Dodi לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי, 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 שדברי כבוד אדוני, אלייך נגלה, לחדודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. Everyone, please rise and face the doorway as we welcome in the bride. Boi v'shalom, ateret bala, gam b'simcha, ובצולה צוחום אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה, לחדודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לחדודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. You may be seated.
And this is one of those moments where we move from one emotion of our service to another. Before we say a Misha Berach prayer, our prayer for healing, I want to name that our hearts are flowing to all of those impacted by the current situation in Israel. May God bring healing to the bodies of the injured, and may God stay close to those being held hostage and to the hearts of their family members, friends, and our community. A reading before Misha Berach by Debbie Perlman called Turn Me Toward the Light. Unveil the hope that grows when I face my realities. Turn me toward today. Turn me to a vision of possibilities that denies apprehension. Turn me toward today. Turn me to this moment of extension that opens my old constrictions. Before me, your place iridescence to soften my sorrows. Let me rest in the cushion of your care, comforted by your regard. Beside me, you heap soft pillows to ease ancient grief. Bolster my courage with your kindness as you support my head. Stretch the stiff limbs of my confusion and let me rise renewed to turn into your light. I'd like to invite everybody in person or online to speak the names aloud all at once. All of those for whom we are praying the Misha Berach, please speak the names. In a moment, we will continue with Baruch Hu and Shema. The Baruch Hu is our call to worship. It's a prayer that requires a minimum of 10 people who gather, who bear witness to one another in one space to pray. The Shema is a prayer about listening, about hearing. Within it, there's also a notion of seeing, of bearing witness. If you look in the Torah and often in prayer books, you'll see the word witness, ed, embedded within the words of Shema. The last letter of the first word and the last word of Shema spell that word ed, meaning witness. To me, bearing witness is about showing up. It's about hearing people's stories. This week, we've spent time hearing each other's stories here at Beit Shuvah. We've shown up for one another as we move through a recovery journey. And for many of us this week has been about bearing witness to unbearable crimes against humanity. We see all who are suffering. We are here together as a witness to God and to each other that there is unity. Adonai Echad. There is connection. There is oneness in the universe. God is one. We are one. We begin with Baruch Hu and we call out, we are here, we are together, we are connected, and we are ready to pray. Please rise for Baruch Hu.
Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Yai, lie, 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 lie. Yai, lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Yai, lie, 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 lie. Yai, lie, 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 lie. Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. HaMevorach, HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
Yeah, you may be seated.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Ve'avta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha ufo nafshecha ufo meodecha ve'hayu hadabarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom alevavecha ve'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ושוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך.
We've just begun the Jewish year of 5784. Collectively, we are beginning the year with darkness. And at the same time, I was not sad to leave behind 5783. Last year was the hardest year of my life for several reasons, including a life-changing diagnosis of my husband, my very favorite person. He's stable now, thank God, but during this past year and now this past week, there were moments when nothing seemed to make sense, where I found myself asking, what is the universe trying to teach me? As everyone here can attest, situations that bring us to our knees hold valuable lessons, some that we can only learn because of the darkness we endure. There are 3 lessons that emerge in this week's Torah portion, Bereshit, that can be particularly resonant to this Beit Tshuva family and are relevant now more than ever in our world. Bereshit begins with an acknowledgement of utter chaos, followed by teaching 2 spiritual truths: that light follows darkness, and that we live in an ordered universe. The first words of the Torah read, Bereshit bara Elohim et hashamayim ve'et ha'aretz, v'ha'aretz hayta tohu vavohu. In the beginning, God created heaven and earth. The earth was tohu vavohu. The earth was tohu vavohu? Let's try to unpack what that phrase means. American professor of Hebrew Robert Alter translates tohu vavohu as the earth being welter, which is turbulent or confused, and waste. Commentators like JPS and Everett Fox use the word chaos and confusion, and Jack Sasson defines tohu vavohu as topsy-turvy and hodgepodge. The common denominator of these translations is that tohu vavohu has an element of turbulence, chaos, and confusion. In an article posted on the JTS website, Rabbi Lisa Gelber suggests, darkness is part of the natural order of things. That makes sense, right? We've all experienced that feeling of utter despair, where the earth seems off its axis. Many of us in the Jewish world who love Israel feel that darkness and void so deeply right now. Perhaps our own tohu vavohu includes feeling lonely or hopeless or afraid. Although the Torah starts with an acknowledgement of this state of tohu vavohu, the very next verse brings us light. Vayomer Elohim yehi or veyehi or. And God said, let there be light, and there was light. How profound that in the very first verses of Torah, we learn that light follows darkness. And just one verse later, we read that God saw that the light was good. Vayar Elohim et ha'or ki tov. Perhaps the light that follows darkness is good because it can bring us hope when we feel desperate. Light can bring awareness when we feel stuck. Rabbi Lisa Gelber draws attention to something important when she says, notice, God does not destroy the darkness. Rather, it is pulled back, separated to expose the light and the dark, each in its own time and place. Our tradition is not asking us to ignore the darkness. but it does offer a spiritual message that after darkness comes light, and this light that shines is good. This message is repeated in another part of our Tanakh, of our Jewish Bible. In Psalm 126, verse 5, we read, "Those who sow in tears will reap with songs of joy. Hazorim b'dim'ah berina yiksoru." This verse invites us to feel our feelings, not to numb them or to run away when things are hard. Rather, we are encouraged to cry out in anguish, to dwell for a while in our sadness, because when we do, if we're really fortunate, we can come to a place where we integrate the pain into who we are, and eventually we can move through to the other side, from sowing in tears to reaping in joy. Rabbi Dina Rosenberg, senior rabbi at CSI in New York, asks an important question about our Torah portion. What is the purpose of beginning the Torah with the creation story? She says, creation itself isn't the point. Order out of chaos is the point. The purpose of the Genesis account of creation is not to establish a timeline, but to distinguish God's divine story from other ancient stories in which the gods had little control over the process of creation. In contrast to myths that suggested that the universe might at any time dissolve into chaos, God's creation is secure. The point is that we have moved from chaos to order. So two spiritual truths then are presented in these first verses of Torah. That light follows darkness, and we live in an ordered universe. Do you ever feel on your hardest day that you're walking in quicksand? It's at these very moments, when we feel the most vulnerable, that we can turn to the creation story, where we see the structure and we feel the rhythm, and there being evening and morning, a first day and a second day and a third day, and so on. Even on our hardest days, we might not know when night ends and day begins, but we can walk outside and see that the sun keeps setting and the sun keeps rising and the seasons keep changing. Ecclesiastes can be like our favorite mentor, reminding us there's a season set for everything and a time for every experience under the heavens, a time for being born and a time for dying, a time for weeping and a time for laughing, a time for wailing and a time for dancing. Rabbi Aaron Kotler, a prominent 20th century Orthodox leader, takes this idea even further when he wrote, "It's that order we see in every aspect of creation, which has many parts, all interrelated and perfectly suited to one another. The sun rises at its appointed time, and it traverses its annual cycle. The oceans stay within its borders. The animals have the food they need to eat. Water evaporates, rain falls, and the physical world operates in an orderly way. Even changes happen according to orderly principles," he says. "If rivers run higher or faster, the rate of erosion can be measured. Even tsunamis obey laws of physics because all of creation runs on orderly principles. The Torah, which embodies the blueprint of the world, is orderly as well. The opening chapter of the Torah describes creation itself in terms of the emergence of order from primordial chaos." Our first story in the Torah, it gives me some comfort, and I hope it does the same for you. There's an acknowledgement of tohu vavohu, of chaos and void, in those moments of darkness that many of us feel at this very moment. Sometimes it's hard to remember that light will follow. But our Torah begins with a clear and simple message that light follows darkness, and that light is good, and that there is indeed order in this universe. A blessing for us on this Shabbat. May we remember to lift our eyes even during our darkest days. May we see the evidence right before us that the world is indeed turning and seasons are changing. May we trust that with time, seeds being planted will grow into flowers or fruits or trees. May we take just one day at a time and put one foot in front of the other. I pray that amidst the darkness, we will find some light. If we do that, I pray that we will get through 5784 with some grace and hopefully some laughter, with a community of love and support, learning the lessons that are unfolding day by day. And during these times when we need to sow in tears, to feel our feelings openly and honestly, I pray that in the end, we will see the light that will follow, that the words of our psalmist will ring true, and we will reap in songs of joy. Shabbat Shalom.
Those who sow in tears, will reap in joy, will reap in joy. Those who sow in tears, will reap in joy. Those who sow in tears, will reap in joy, will reap in joy. Those who sow in tears, will reap in joy. It's the song of the dreamer. From the dark place it grows, like a flower in the desert, the oasis of our souls. Come back where we belong. You who hear our longing cries, our mouths, our lips are filled with song. You can see our tear-filled eyes. Those who sow in tears, will reap in joy, will reap in joy. Those who sow in tears, will reap in joy. Those who sow in tears, will reap in joy, will reap in joy. Those who sow in tears, will reap in joy.
There are some special people tonight who have sown in tears and who have reaped in song of joy. And at this point, we will call the birthdays up one by one. I'd like to call up Joey B., celebrating 1 year of sobriety.
Hello, my name is Joey. I'm a grateful member of this community. Yeah, I'm just really grateful to be here. It's been an amazing experience. And I just want to shout out to my treatment team, Vinny, who's just been somewhere over here, somewhere. There he is. There you are. Vinny, who just listened to me. We laughed, we cried. I cried. He listened. He just put up with me. He called me on my shit. And just everyone here that is just in the business of saving lives, I'm just so grateful. It's just every staff member here, the community is just, they're amazing. And I couldn't do it without my community. And I just, the love and the compassion that everyone has shared, and it's just, as we trudged this road, to Marcy, my stepmom, who came out. Yeah. And hopefully my sister who's watching, I don't have much left in this world, and it's just really great to have them be here. 27 years, over 27 years I've been dedicated to crystal meth, and over 10 years of incarceration, in and out of prison, jail, and the wreckage, the damage that I've caused, the heartache, the pain, the toxic relationships. It's just been, enough's enough. Beth Teshuva has taught me so much to shake this loser mentality, let go of the past, to forgive myself, and to embrace, to step into my power, and to be a part of life. And it's just truly an honor. I'm just so grateful. Thank you guys so much.
Joey, on behalf of this community, I offer you the word that was chosen for you as kindness, chesed. May kindness always be in your heart. May you receive kindness, chesed, and may you wear this with pride. This is for you. And at this time, it's my honor to call up Holly, 1 year, celebrating 1 year of sobriety.
Hi, I'm Holly, and I'm a.
You're much taller than me, Holly.
That's. That's all right. Hello? Yeah, I'm Holly, and I am such a grateful member of this community. I'm so grateful. And beyond, there's no words. There's no words. I just don't, I have no words. And that's really rare for anyone who knows me. I'm speechless, and I do have some people to thank. Brad's dad, you're awesome. You're great. And thanks, Carrie, for the shout out. But the people who were really instrumental in my teachers, and I watched people when I was here, and I came here broken, hating myself, not knowing, just hating myself, and afraid to look at the wreckage and what I've done and the people I hurt, and I came here. My friend John S. Forms and Mindy put me in here against my will, and I hated them. I hated them for it, and I came here and I stayed 5 months, and I left, and I didn't stay sober, and at 11 months sober, I went out and used, and I stayed out for 34 hours and strung out, and my future was becoming my past, and I texted Zach 4 a.m. That's all that I could freaking think to do. And before 8 a.m., he called me and said, I'm putting you, there's a place for you today. Just get here, just get here. And I will never forget that. And then, so I just also want to thank Sarah. I love you. Katie, you put up with my shit all the time, and I adore you. And Josh and Adam, or Chaplain Adam, and Jade, and somebody whose name I can't discern, and Kathy, I love you, and Diane, and Brad in the gambling program, because it turns out I'm also a compulsive gambler, and so many more, and my buddy Jen, who stood by me, and I texted her right after I texted Zach and said I fucked up, and I need some strength to get in, and I'm just, God, I just love this place, and I'm so grateful, and thank you.
We wish you continued strength. You've been a model of strength for so many people here who are at the beginning of their journey, and may you continue to feel that strength and be blessed by that strength, and continue on your journey. This is
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
At this time, I'd like to call Bradley, who is celebrating 7 years.
Hi, I'm Bradley. I'm a grateful member of this community. I thought 7 was the year that I would finally not cry. But then my dad had to get up here and speak, so thank you. It's hard to put into words, and I always get really, really reflective every time the sober anniversary mark comes around. And I start reaching out to people that I haven't talked to, and just thinking and reflecting on all that I've been given. And I see a lot of people here, living here, and I just want to make this very clear that there are not many golden tickets offered in life, that there are not many opportunities like this that exist. The opportunity to be held and to rebuild and to battle and to have people to battle with. And so whenever that self-doubt comes out, whenever those thoughts start coming in, to lean into this, because there really aren't other opportunities like this, and I tried to find them. And they just don't exist. I've been given everything by this place, and I'd like to hit on some gratitude of just some of the light that I've been gifted after some of the darkness that I endured. Because with darkness, usually, if you're like me, you like to bring some people into that darkness. So first off, I'd like to send some love to my extended family. I saw Joey Morris here, one of my best friends, and someone who's just been along me in this journey. I love you. You're such an inspiration. To my counseling brothers and sisters, Vinny, Jamie, I saw Katie here, and I'm sure the other ones are around here. It's such an honor and a privilege to do this holy work, and then just to be incredibly vulgar and inappropriate in the office after, to unwind and to let off some steam. I feel very blessed for the people I get to work with. Carrie, I'm grateful for our friendship, Russell and Lisa, many others, Nate, who I was in the house with, to hear that beautiful voice after just thinking about sitting in process groups with you. What an amazing journey. David Bear, who's not here, and Zach Jones, one of my best friends and one of my mentors. It's such an honor to get to be here with those amazing people. To my in-laws, Steve and Allison, thank you for defying all the negative stereotypes about in-laws. You guys are incredible, and I'm so, so lucky to get to have you guys in my life. To my sister and brother, it's been such a rewarding journey to not just to get to have the relationships that we have, but to get relationships that are better than I could have ever wished to have. Mom, the Elkins are criers, in case you didn't gather. You're such an inspiration. What you've endured, what you've been through, what I've put you through, and to come out the other side and to have Beit Shuvah so lucky to have you, and I'm so lucky to have you, and feel grateful that I get to share the love I have with you, with this community, and the hall, and all that you do here. To my dad, one of the greatest robberies of my addiction was the time I lost with you. And I'm so grateful to have such a good relationship with you now. I modeled so much of my life after you, and you're a light and a role model and a best friend. And then lastly, oh, God. To my amazing, amazing, amazing wife, Lexi. There are a lot of gifts of this process of sobriety and recovery from Beit Teshuvah, and I have yet to fathom or imagine one better than you. You're my why. Why I continue on hard days, and I can't imagine my life without you. And I know my dad spilled the beans at High Holidays, but we are expecting to add another bundle of joy to our family in April, and I can't wait to have another member of this community. Hopefully not in the same way that I became a member of this community, but time will tell. Genetics are not in their favor, so thank you all.
Bradley, the word that was chosen for you so appropriately is chokhmah, wisdom. And you shared some of that wisdom with us today. I also just want to say 7 is a very special number in Judaism. It's the number of wholeness, of completion. It's a very special number. It's very big that you reached this milestone. May you continue to share your story, that your wisdom is in your story. You've sown in those tears, and you're reaping in joy. May you wear this with pride.
Thank you.
Zach Jay, 11 years sobriety.
There's a step there, huh? I feel tall. Wow. I don't want to follow that. Should we just go home now? I'm Zach Jones, and I'm a very grateful member of this community. I feel compelled to call a little more attention to this moment that we're in tonight, and to just acknowledge and reiterate what's already been stated, that this isn't, these aren't normal times, right? It's not normal to have 4 armed guards at Beit Teshuvah. It's not normal to have Jewish parents keep their children home from school in America because they are afraid. And when Israel is attacked, we should know that there are people here that want us gone as well, right? That anti-Semitism is alive and well. And then it's our obligation to come together in community, in togetherness, to stand up and to speak out for everyone that's Jewish here and for everyone that's not Jewish, right? Yeah, because silence helps the oppressor. Yeah. And I hope you all answer that call. It's part of our commitment as a community, and I'm filled with gratitude that we can all be together in this space during these times, right? And my prayer for all of us is that we're never afraid to show up, right? That we're never afraid to come together and to pray and to celebrate recovery and to celebrate life. That's what we're here for. And for me, that's about taking the next right indicated action no matter what. If I could impart one thing to the newcomer, to the residents, that's it. Show up no matter what, regardless of how you're feeling. If you don't feel like doing something, if you're feeling shitty, sorry, I swear a little bit. Is that okay? We've never met, but I do that. So that's, in times like that, it's even more important that you show up, right? Okay. So 2 tweakers, 3 crackheads, a couple fentanyl users, 4 therapists, a Bradley Elkins, and a chaplain walk up to a mountain. That's not a joke. We call that Tuesday here. Because at Beit Shuvah, recovery doesn't just happen in a therapy room, right? We have therapeutic experiences in nature. And when we all come together, and those are labels I'm just throwing around, right? Those are parts of our story. That is not who we are. That's not the sum of our beings. I'm being a little playful. But on those types of journeys, right, we're just people in recovery together on a mountain, right? And all the obvious mountain metaphors are again applied, right? One little step at a time. Sometimes joyfully, sometimes painfully, sometimes fast, sometimes slow. We keep going. And when we all hit that summit together, right, Cat Jack? After 10 plus hours, what an amazing feeling. What a community. This is a special place. Please remind me, I know I'm going to go over my 2-minute allotment, but I'm sorry. Elena said I had to talk about her for 5 minutes, so if I forget to do that, somebody yell at me, please. I have an amazing support system in my life. My family is here, my aunt and uncle, my cousin. They helped me find this place, right? Carrie Newman talked about our long-standing relationship. You forgot to mention that I was also your client, right? That I was in jail, you know what I mean? I was caught, I was tweaked out, and life was really fucked up, and you helped me get here. All of my colleagues, the amazing team at Beit Shuvah, this is such a beautiful and a special place, right? And I joke and I'm playful, and I need humor in my life. I think we all need a little bit of humor. It's medicine for the soul. And just underneath that is the deadly seriousness of this disease and everything that we face when we're fighting this battle against addiction, right? It's very personal to me and to my family, to my mom and dad that are watching from Seattle. Hi, I love you. Thanks for never giving up on me. I put them through absolute hell. For my brother in London with his 2 children and his wife, love you guys. And for my brother Jacob Elias Jones that passed away in 2008. That's the main motivation. That's why I stand up here. That's why I do what I do. That's why I live and breathe recovery one day at a time. That's why I believe in miracles for all of you. If you're new, stick around. As Bradley said, this is a special place here. There isn't, I don't know any other program that takes Medi-Cal, that takes 10-mile hikes into the wilderness and does all the cool stuff that we do here, right? You have a priceless opportunity, right? And we want you to seize this moment and to take this opportunity to change your life and then hopefully be able to pay that forward and help some other people along their path as well, because that's at the end of the day, that's what it's all about, right? All right, here's your 5 minutes. Start your timer. If you don't know Elena, she used to run the family program here, and she is my partner, my love, and a warrior with an incredible story. Around the same time that I was getting sober and getting out of jail, she came to Los Angeles with a suitcase from the Middle East, from another country, by herself with no family, right? And now she has a master's degree. She's a licensed clinician and a badass couples therapist in Beverly Hills. So if any of you couples are having any problems, she'll leave some cards over there. I love you so much. Thanks for putting up with me. And to this community, from the bottom of my heart, everyone, I love you all so much, and don't give up. Thank you.
Zach, the word that was chosen for you is keter, is crown. You are royalty here. You are 11 years sober. You really are a model in so many ways. And with that royal status, you have such a responsibility, which you're taking by telling your story, by being there for others, by speaking your truth. So this is for you. Wear it with pride. And I invite you and the rest of the birthdays to come up, right?
Yep.
Yeah? Okay. And we will sing happy birthday to each of you.
Anyone who wants to give them a cake, please come up. Joey, where's Holly?
Yes.
Holly, come on.
Joey, Holly, Bradley.
All right.
There you are.
There you are. You got it. Let's wait for the cakes to get in. Make room for the cakes. Make room for the cakes. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Joey, Holly, Bradley, and Zach. Happy birthday to you. Keep coming back. Sober!
Friends, we will continue our service. Mazel tov to the four of you, to Joey and Holly and Bradley and Zach. Mazel tov. And happy birthday. The Aleinu is a prayer about a particular vision for the future. What? Oh, is that now? Did I skip it?
That's all right.
Let's before Aleinu, let us sing and let us put all of our energies towards peace. This is aspirational. This is a song. This version was one of the most popular songs in Israel in 1999, and it's become like an anthem for peace. And we invite you to sing it with all your might and send all of our energies towards the Middle East, praying for peace.
Od yavo shalom aleinu, Od yavo shalom aleinu, עוד יבוא שלום עלינו ועל כולם. עוד יבוא שלום עלינו, עוד יבוא שלום עלינו, עוד יבוא שלום עלינו ועל כולם. סלם עלינו ועל כל העולם. סלם, סלם, סלם עלינו ועל כל העולם. סלם, סלם. עוד יבוא שלום עלינו, עוד יבוא שלום עלינו, עוד יבוא שלום עלינו ועל כולם. עוד יבוא שלום עלינו, עוד יבוא שלום עלינו, עוד יבוא שלום עלינו ועל כולם. סלם עלינו ועל כל העולם. סלם, סלם, סלם עלינו ועל כל העולם. סלם, סלם. עוד יבוא שלום עלינו, עוד יבוא שלום עלינו, עוד יבוא שלום עלינו ועל כולם. עוד יבוא שלום עלינו, עוד יבוא שלום עלינו, עוד יבוא שלום עלינו ועל כולם. סלם עלינו ועל כל העולם. סלם, סלם, סלם עלינו ועל כל העולם. סלם, סלם. עוד יבוא שלום עלינו, עוד יבוא שלום עלינו, עוד יבוא שלום עלינו ועל כולם. עוד יבוא שלום עלינו, עוד יבוא שלום עלינו, עוד יבוא שלום עלינו ועל כולם.
Even when it's hard to hold on to hope, even when it's hard, we are a people who hopes. We are a people who hopes. We are a people who prays, who tries to envision this world as it could be, not as it is. And the Aleinu prayer is a prayer about a particular vision for the future, where all of humanity can live in a world where we are united in our vision. Creating that world seems even harder than ever, and so this prayer, like the last one, is aspirational. I want to offer us a blessing as we continue to strive toward creating the world of our dreams. These words come from a book called Blessings for Life's Journey by Rabbi Cheryl Lewert. May perseverance shine in us like an eternal light in the wilderness that keeps us going, a beacon of encouragement no matter how dark the night landscape of our soul. May we endure past the weariness that invades our spirit and persist until we find refuge and safe haven. May we tend to this light, nurturing and caring for it, understanding that this persistent light within us comes from an inner divine spark that will always light our way. Please rise for Aleinu.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יחיה אדוני אחד, ושמו shemo echad.
Seated. For the past many years, communities throughout the world have marked this week in the Jewish calendar when we read from Parshat Bereshit as the collective remembrance of Rabbi Regina Yonas, who was the first woman in the world to be ordained as a rabbi in Berlin in 1935. It is thought that Rabbi Regina Yonas was murdered in Auschwitz during this week, Parshat Bereshit, and so we remember her tonight. As well, more Jews were murdered on Saturday than any other day since the Holocaust. Tonight, we hold in all of our hearts all of those who were brutally murdered on that day or this week, as together we will say Kaddish for the babies and the toddlers and the young adults, the mothers and the fathers, the sisters and the brothers, the grandmas and the grandpas, innocent lives taken from us. These innocent civilians are our family. Their pain is our pain. We join our collective mourning with our very close and personal mourning. After this reading from Ecclesiastes, I'll invite you to rise and speak the names, the personal names of who you're remembering, but first, words from our tradition, from Kohelet, Ecclesiastes. A season is set for everything, a time for every experience under heaven, a time for being born and a time for dying, a time for planting and a time for uprooting the planted, a time for slaying and a time for healing, a time for tearing down and a time for building up, a time for weeping and a time for laughing, a time for wailing and a time for dancing, a time for throwing stones and a time for gathering stones, a time for embracing and a time for shunning embraces, a time for seeking and a time for losing, a time for keeping and a time for discarding, a time for ripping and a time for sewing, a time for silence and a time for speaking, a time for loving and a time for hating, a time for war and a time for peace. It is with a tremendous amount of sadness that I say the names first of resident Jacob M's two nieces who were kidnapped and were found dead. Norel and Roya Manzuri, may their memories be an eternal blessing in this world. We are within the first year of mourning. To their names, I add the names: Myron Keene, Michelle Rosenblum, Naum Cyrilim, Marvin Jones, Salvo Mayo, Austin Long, Adam Rich, Maxwell Collins, Roberto Alonso, AJ Lamoureux, Larry Schwartz, Norma Sklar, Darren Fond, Lucas Simon Foster, Paul Rovin, Mark Gottesman, Marco Mayo, Wolf Pessin, Tyler Wright, Suzanne Good, Michael Turpak, Zachary El-Khatib, Menachem Bennett, Matthew Brzezinski, Hannah Weller, Daniel Engel, Gloria Boraz, Shayna Michelle Aiken, Jerry Glasser, Sarah Abergel, Ben Scher, Jay Gagerman, Ronald Mankoff, Sandra Lee Yanklowitz, Gail Weiner, Quinn Yamrun, Marcia Solomon, Elaine Gumpert, Gabrielle Walensky, Marty Schiffer, Dina Hofkosh, David Ruderman, and Paul Marr. To their names, I add the names of those whose yahrzeit fall on this Shabbat. Beatrice Owens, Seymour Heller, Leo Rosenholtz, Lillian Chilton, Florence Light, Warren Appel, Lily Zlata Ehrlich, Sandy Moldavsky, Jack Smovic, David Andrew Gross, Ruth Colton, Barney Joseph, Barton Riven, Dennis Sherman, Isaac or Al Halpern, Herman Weinstock, Jock Sherman, Frank Ettinger, Ozzie Gorin, Jody Sidlabov, Lee Bruce Knoll, Sandy Chase, and Jennifer Weller. At Beit Tshuva, we never let people stand alone, so in a moment, if there's somebody near you who stands, please rise with them. At this time, I invite you to please rise if you're saying Kaddish for someone who died this week, or if you're in the first 30 days of mourning, or if someone you love died at this season in years past. Or if I mispronounced any name, please say the names. I invite everybody to rise for Kaddish Yatom. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'yalma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, b'agala uv'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach leolam olamei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudasha barichu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata ta'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'romav, u'yaseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. May the memories of all those for whom you mourn be an enduring blessing. May the lessons that they've taught us continue to unfold throughout our lives, and we say together, amen. Please be seated.
Many moments of celebration and things to celebrate in our community right up next to this deep sadness of everything going on. I would like to read our Shabbat sponsors and some announcements of what we have going on in our community. Bradley, with full hearts of gratitude, we are so happy to be celebrating another birthday with you. Happy 7th. We love you so much and are proud of you. From Mom, Dad, Andrew, Lexi, Sophie, Adam, Grandma, Millie, Barb, Selma, Linda, Miso, and Frankie. And I hope they're all on their way to a lovely dinner. In honor of Zach Jones. For 11 years of sobriety, we are also proud of you and all the work that you've done. We are endlessly proud of you and your accomplishments and the people that you help every day here. We love you from the Jones family. I'd like to congratulate, obviously, those two gentlemen who I work with and have known for quite some time, and also Holly and Joey. I've watched your journey unfold over the last year, and a little bit before that. You know, sometimes we gotta, you know, have a little bit of a roadblock, and we navigate around it if we get another chance. So, really grateful to have all of you be here and take your cake on this Shabbat. Thank you all so much. All right, announcements. We are having a vigil for Israel. That is Monday, October 16th at 7 p.m. right here at Beit Shuvah. I believe we're going to be out maybe on the patio. I'm not sure. We're still planning what's happening that night, but it'll be a community gathering of prayer, of healing, of being together and being in the same place emotionally and working through it together. So please join us. That is Monday. And also, if you are a part of the community and you've been struggling watching the news, or you feel deep despair, if you are feeling like you are not able to move forward, we are here to support you in this community. You can call the front desk, 310-204-5200, and if you put in 221, I believe you'll get Chaplain Adam. Is that your extension? I don't know whose extension is 221, but that's what it says on it. It's Sarah. Okay. The wonderful Sarah Jacobs, handling everything again. It's amazing. I love it. So if you call Sarah, she'll put you in touch with someone who you can speak with and someone who can give you some spiritual uplifting and support. And we're all in this together. So we are here to support you if you are part of this community. We have the BTS Open, which is a golf tournament, which I'm really excited about. It's being held Monday, October 23rd, so it's coming right up. Save a soul with every swing. To register, or for more information, contact Addie, who works in our development department, or you can visit our website, beitshuvah.org/golf. We have a car donation program. At Beit Shuvah, we have had a long-standing car donation program. Being able to give a car to a resident directly helps them move to the next stage of their lives. If you have a car that you no longer need, please consider donating it to Beit Shuvah and help fuel someone's recovery. If you need information on how you can donate, reach out to David Bear or call the front desk and they'll direct you to Bear. You know, cars for our kids, you know? Which is way better. Way better. Beit Shuva is our challah program. Our residents work very hard to make these challahs during the week. We deliver the challahs. Jackie Elkins started that program, and it's a big deal. The challahs are really delicious, and it gives back to the residents, gets them involved in something that they can feel good about and take ownership of. And that's what this is all about, feeling good about our life and living it to the fullest. I think Judaism does a great job of we have to live. And there's a way to live and a way to behave and a way to help someone else and a way to get outside of our own selfish little bubble. And we do that really well as a community, and I'm really honored to be a part of it. And I'm so glad that all of you showed up this evening, even with all the, you know, the threats and the darkness and the despair and the depression that we might be feeling. But you all made a commitment, and like Zach said, sometimes we just have to show up. And what a beautiful message, not just for our residents, but everyone can use that message and use it to move forward in their life. So I want to thank Rabbi Karen. Thank you so much. Rabbi has been extremely thoughtful in her preparation, and she gets what's happening here and is a part of our community. So thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you for being patient. I know this is a long service. We've been together a lot, so we're almost there in our final stretch. Our final song will be Ozi V'Zimrat Yah. It's part of the Song of the Sea, which is sung as the Israelites make their way from the darkness and narrowness of Egypt into the hope and light of the Promised Land. I found some beautiful words about this song from Congregation Road of Shalom that I'd like to share. Ozi V'Zimrat Yah. Ozi V'Zimrat Yah, my strength together with divine song will be my salvation. When we chant Ozi, we find and express our strength, our will, our effort, our desire. When we chant V'Zimrat Yah, we let divine song be sung through us. As we sing Vayehi Lishua, we seek balance between the two, balancing between taking care of our neighbors and taking care of ourselves, balancing between feeling the pain of the world and searching for the silver linings. We are empowered to take action for the things in our control, and we embrace the divine song to find acceptance and peace. Ozi V'Zimrat Yah.
Amen. So everyone, let's have a community moment. Let's show the strength of this community. Let's all stand up. Let's link our arms together. And let's say we're not afraid to celebrate our life and our recovery and our Judaism. Ozi V'Zimrat Yah Vayehi Lishua Ozi V'Zimrat Yah Vayehi Lishua Ozi V'Zimrat Yah Vayehi Lishua Ozi V'Zimrat Yah Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Shabbat shalom, everyone.